Welcome back, everybody. I just want you aware that this is going to be a rant video up front. This is a rant video. There's going to be swearing. If you are too sensitive, click off now. If you are too squeamish about swearing, click off now. If you like the unfiltered and brutal honesty, stay on in the video. Because what I have just read in this article, after doing two previous attempts at a video for this video, I am going to try to keep my cool as best as I can, but there are going to be times where I lose my cool. So without further ado, let's get into this. John Boyega says Star Wars is so white that a black person existing in it is a big deal. Toxic fans are okay with us playing the friend, but we can't touch their heroes. Really? Really, John? You want to go there? Let's go there. This is from Variety, by the way, folks. Zach Sharf. John Boyega called out Star Wars for being so white during an interview as part of a new Apple Plus TV original documentary, or TV Plus or whatever, #1 on the call sheet, Black Leading Men in Hollywood, via Entertainment Weekly. Boyega debuted as Finn in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and reprised the character in Last Jedi and Rise of Palpatine. His role in the sequel trilogy led to online harassment from racist and toxic Star Wars fans, upset that a black actor playing a lead hero in the space franchise. Wow, dude. You honestly didn't pay attention to shit, did ya? Let me provide you all with the truth of what actually happened. When these movies came out, Star Wars fans were very okay with The Force Awakens. Okay, it's not a continuation of the actual EU that matters, but okay, they're doing their own direction. You got a stormtrooper. Okay, that's pretty cool. Few lore problems and whatnot, and John Boyega was a great character in the first movie. But then the second movie came out, and they made his character lesser, and even more so. He kind of made his character look stupid in a few scenes. And then they relegated him to doing nothing but screaming the name Rey, 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 Rey in the last movie. And then suddenly he developed force powers. His character was poorly done by the people involved in making the movie. But you're coming at us for actually trying to defend your character, for actually trying to say this character was mishandled. This character was marketed as a lead and then shoved to the side. We're the ones who point this out, yet now we're being called racist and toxic for it? Let's continue. Let me tell you, Star Wars has always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. Jesus Christ. It's a franchise that's so white that a black person existing in it was something, Boyega said in the documentary. You can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fan try to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are in the cookie dough. It's like they're just scattered. Or they just scattered that in there, bro. Dude, really? Really? Before Disney got a hold of Star Wars, there were leading men, there were leading women, there were leading black people. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson had his own book of his character written in the frickin' Star Wars universe. Lando Calrissian also was the main character in a couple of books in the EU, if I remember correctly. There are so many other characters that were of diverse races and whatnot that were main characters. But then comes Disney and trying to say, well, we're going to make it more diverse when it was already diverse. We had gay Mandalorians. We had frickin' let's see here. So many freaking black and Asian characters. We've had Jedi who fell in love. We had lesbian relationships as well. I mean, you name it. Freaking Star Wars did it. They even had non-gendered language. non-binary species, all before Dave Filoni got his stupid little hands on Star Wars in 2008. All of that stuff existed in Star Wars. But sure, tell me how it's racist. They're okay with us playing the best friend, but once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my god, it's just a bit too much. They're pandering. No. No. When you tell lies, when you say, oh, we're the first black people to play in Star Wars, that's a lie. We're going to call it out. Oh, you're racist for saying that. No. We're the fact checkers. We're the fans that actually give a damn about Star Wars that are actually going to call you out when you lie. So, yeah. The actor added, while also acknowledging that being cast in the franchise was a fundamental moment in his career. Yeah, because at that point, his career was so dismal, the only movie that people knew him from was some sort of sci-fi channel movie in which he had a katana and was slicing up space gorillas. But sure, tell me how you had such a beautiful career before Star Wars. Boyega aired his grievances in GQ magazine in 2020, Disney's fumbling diversity in his Star Wars trilogy. His Star Wars trilogy. He said at the time, what I would say to Disney is to not bring a black character, market them to be much more important than the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. Dude, we actually fucking defended you when you said that. Because it's like, oh my god, somebody's actually saying what we've been saying over the last few years. Wow. It's almost as if one of those actors finally grew a brain, but it turns out now that he's actually saying it's fans who are the problem, no man, you don't get to make that claim. When we actually agree with you on this, dude, it's like, yeah, they marketed him as something he wasn't. We thought he was going to be one of the leads. Turns out they made a fool of him, made him look stupid, and that's our fault? That's our fault? I need to ask somebody, dude, do we make the movies or do we react to the movies? Oh, we react to them. That's right. We're the audience. We're the fans. If you have a problem with how your character was made and done, you blame Disney for that shit. You don't come at us. You guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley. You knew what to do with Adam Driver. Yeah, they knew how to do or what to do with them so much. Adam Driver wants nothing to do with Star Wars anymore. But when it comes to Kelly Marie Tran, when it comes to John Boyega, fuck all. Kelly Marie Tran wasn't attacked by anybody in the fandom. The media made that shit up because they still have yet to provide any truth to any of the complaints that were made. And they made Kelly Marie Tran somebody who was actually quite a beautiful woman. They made her look like this dumpy little fangirl that had a crush on John Boyega's character, and it was an unrequited love due to the fact that, well, he was just so smitten following around like a lost puppy this Rey character that was also poorly written. But sure, continue to tell us how we are racist and toxic when we were pointing out the problems of how these people were being treated. So what do you want me to say? They want you to say is, I enjoyed being a part of it. It was a great experience. No. I'll take that deal when it was a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest, Daisy knows this, Adam knows this. Everybody knows I'm not exposing anything. True, except how stupid you are. You're saying that the fans are the problem when it's actually, when all the stuff you are complaining about, John Boyega, all the stuff you're complaining about came from the people who created these movies. The J.J. Abrams, the Rian Johnsons, the freaking Kathleen Kennedys, the Bob Igers and Bob Chapek. These are the people that freaking made your character out to be stupid, the writers and other people. But you're coming at us? The people who watch the films? The people who actually tried to say, hey, look, why are these characters looking so stupid? We want good characters. Has nothing to do with them being white, Chinese looking, or whatever. Has everything to do with how they're written. But we're the problem? Boyega later revealed to THR, the Hollywood Reporter, that a Disney executive reached out to him. We had a very, very honest and transparent conversation. There was a lot of explaining on their end in terms of the way they saw things. They gave me a chance to explain what my experience was like. I hope that I'd hope that me being so open with my career at this stage would help the next man. The guy who wants to be the assistant DOP, the guy that wants to be a producer. I hope that the conversation is not such a taboo or elephant in the room now because someone just came and said it. Oh my God. So yeah, he came out and freaking just laid all this blame at the fans, calling us toxic, saying that, oh, Star Wars is so white. Dude, if you actually paid attention to Star Wars, real Star Wars, not the crap that Disney wanted you to believe, and you apparently believed and read in every single word. You followed them like a lost puppy, man. Let's just be frank, John Boyega. You sucked in their Kool-Aid like it was crack. And you have the gall to come after us, the fans. The people who were like, these characters are not good. This is how we would have envisioned them. This is how we would have done them. And whatnot, and then you come at us, and you say, oh, you guys are all racist, you're all toxic, when your character was made a joke by Disney. When Kelly Marie Tran's character was written so poorly and made a joke by Disney. When all the way that you were treated was done by Disney. They took your character who actually had a good potential to be something great, and turned you into Ray! Dude, Disney did that to you. We didn't. Disney! And you come at us? The people who actually agreed with you back in 2020? And now you're attacking us? What the fuck is wrong with you? Now, me, I'm not a fan of Star Wars anymore, folks. I freaking wrote that shit off a while ago. I'm EU only. The expanded universe, the stuff that came before 2008. Before even Filoni got his grubby little paws on it. Because he hasn't done it any favors. So why do I care? Because I actually was a person who was actually given this stuff a chance back when it first started. Back when The Force Awakens came out. Back when then The Last Jedi had just come out and the whole thing, the whole war against the fans started. And the first catapults were launched against the fans when fans were like, yeah, this Last Jedi was not that good. The Star Wars Disney Trilogy had diminishing returns. Their last movie lost against the Joker in the box office when everything was against the Joker, and Star Wars The Rise of Palpatine had an extended release. And yet, but no, it's the fans' fault. It's the toxic, racist fans' fault. To John Boyega, the fact that you are going on this racist tirade, because yes, that is what it is. You didn't like, or so you have a problem with white leads in Star Wars. And you are ignorant to the fact that black leads actually exist in Star Wars. But because your character was made in a shit way, you come at us. You're coming at us? Go fuck yourself. You were nothing before Star Wars frickin' put you in their universe, dude. You were a dude swinging a katana at a bunch of frickin' space apes. That's the only thing that people remembered you from before you did Star Wars. But sure, continue to blame the fans. This is why nobody cares about Star Wars. This is why they are having diminishing returns. Why all their shit is failing. Because they continue to attack the fans and make these absurd claims of racism and sexism and toxicity. When the ones peddling the toxicity, the ones peddling the racism and sexism happens to be the people who are doing and making the Star Wars products right now. Disney was the ones that were responsible for not sticking up for John Boyega when his character was shrunk on the Chinese poster. Disney was responsible for hiring the writers that made his character a joke. Disney was the ones who actually tried to make something out of him, but then turned him into a laughingstock. Disney is responsible for that. You do not get to blame us. So yeah, folks, that's my rant on this. Y'all know the outro. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. But I am so sick of these people coming at us and saying we're the problem because, woe is me, my character sucked, and okay, I'm going to blame it on sexism and racism and toxicity. From the fans. The ones that had nothing to do with it, but everything and paid everything to check it out. Folks, y'all have a wonderful day. Stay humble. And fuck you to John Boyega.